All right, recording.
Still there? All right.
So,
With a bunch of
firstly, I'd just like to talk about the new album. I got sent a copy, but for some reason I couldn't listen to it. So I've only heard the Decomposed song, but the album called Necrophase, it comes out September 27, and it sounds like it's going to be a really interesting album because there's so many big guests on it. You've got Alice Cooper of all people, and Alexi Laiho, Christy Escaba. Can you just tell us a bit about the album and how did you end up getting Alice Cooper on your album, man? That's so cool.
Lots of things with this record. The special guests were just kind of something that came along, during the process of record. Wasn't anything we hadn't figured out beforehand. It was kind of like just ideas we came up with along the recording process, and most of these people that are on the record, with the exception of Christina, were all people that I know or have a relationship with. Like, fortunately, Alice Cooper's been a big supporter of Wednesday 13 and Murder Dolls for, we toured with him in Belgium in 2002 or 2003, so he's known the band for a while, and he's taken us out, and he's become a friend, and, when it came time for this record and doing an intro and doing the Ultimate Horror record, I mean, there's nobody better, so I got him to sort of be my Vincent Price to the way he had Vincent Price kind of do his Welcome My Nightmare record. So to have him be a part of that was just still, it's surreal when I hear it. It gives me goosebumps. So that's a super cool thing. And yeah, man, just with with that, having Alice and these other guests on the record, it's just it turned into this super Halloween horror movie soundtrack, and I'm super happy with the results. It turned out far beyond anything I expected, and the reaction with everyone's been very welcoming so far.
Definitely. You've also got Jeff Clayton, who was from G.G. Allen's band. I was just wondering, is he anywhere near as crazy as G.G. Allen?
Probably. Having Jeff on the record was he's a hometown friend of mine that I've known since the mid '90s, and he and I became good friends. He actually helped my band Frankenstein Drag Queens in the beginning. He did some artwork for our first record and helped us in our studio stuff. So he's always been a supporter and helper of that, and he happened to, be affiliated with Gigi. He was a good friend of him, and the Murder Junkies Gigi record, Anti-Scene, or Jeff Clayton, his band, was the backing band. And then when Gigi passed away, I believe Clayton went out and did some vocal duties for him as like a tribute thing. So, it's always cool to have a friend that's in that world of the punk rock scene, and but he's also, at the end of the day, he's a big Alice Cooper fan, and when I asked him to be a part of the record, I was like, man, I gotta get you on this. We got Alice and everything, so it all synced up. But yeah, to answer your question, is he crazier than Gigi? I don't know, but the guy likes to make himself bleed, so so maybe he is crazy.
Oh, awesome. And there's also a cover of Animals Look Like a Beast by Wasp. I'm a big fan of Wasp. Just wondering, how did that cover end up going, and have you ever met Blackie Lawless from Wasp?
I have not met Blackie. Actually, I was one of my very first tours as Wednesday 13 was supposed to be with Wasp, and for some reasons that didn't happen. I'm not sure, the agent or promoter, whatever, that got screwed up. But I've been a Wasp fan since I can remember, and when we were talking about doing some cover songs, I think our drummer just went and did a demo of it, and it sounded cool, and it got on the list of songs to do, and we ended up tracking it, and it turned out super cool, and I was, just so happy to do a Wasp song, and that song in particular, I mean, is it my favorite Wasp song? No, but it was the one Wasp song that, was on the number one list of dirty songs and that album cover, and it was just such a slap in the face of the PMRC and all that back in the 80s. It just caused a lot of trouble, and I thought, what better band to cover that and keep spreading the trouble but us. No one's ever covered that I've known of, and so we did it. And I mean, the song's so bad, Blackie won't even play it to this day. So it must be bad. So it's a dirty job. Somebody's got to do it. I took the job.
Definitely. Now, you're going to be in Australia again later this month. You'll be touring with Static X and Dope. Are you excited to come back?
Absolutely. We just finished up 6 weeks in the States with Static X and Dope, and a couple weeks off, and then we head right back to Australia, and it's then it's a couple weeks off, and it's UK and Europe, and then so it's all year touring with them and different parts of the world. So we're super excited. Got all our flights booked, our visas. We're good to go. I can kind of sit back and relax now.
Yeah. Will you be playing any songs from the new album on your tour here?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what our set list will be by the time we get there, but we're definitely throwing a couple of the new songs in for the tour. Which ones we don't know yet, but
yeah,
we have to wait and see.
Yeah, I'm also pretty interested to see Static X because I was a big fan when Wayne Static was alive. I'm just wondering, what are your opinions on the fact that they've replaced Wayne with a dude that's wearing a Wayne Static mask? I was wondering what your thoughts on that are.
Well, I think with like anyone, when they first heard the news, if you were a fan and you followed Static X and followed Wayne's solo career and everything, you knew there was some how the band how it ended and everything, and but to sit back and see this show and production and tribute they've put together, it's a really cool show. The first time I saw it, it was weird for me, just for the fact it's because I knew Wayne, and I, not that it was weird in a bad way. It was just weird, going, wow, I never thought I could see something like this. But they put a great show together. It's all in tribute. I just did 6 weeks with them in the States. I saw a show where Wayne's family came out to the show, and they were cool with everything. The band, I saw them all out there talking and hugging just out my window, and I could just see that there was a lot of love there, and they approved of it. And I saw that just from what I've seen, and to me, that if they're cool with it and they can do this, then that's fine. And it really isn't any of our business after that if they can work it out. So to me, seeing that made it even better for me. So I know it's pure, and I know it's Wayne's family backs it, and so it's a cool thing. It's sad. I guess that's the weird thing I said when it's weird to see it. I think that's just that it's sad that Wayne's not here to see how many people loved what he did.
Definitely. Just wondering, do you still get a chance to watch a lot of old horror? I know you're into like Bela Lugosi and Vincent Price. Do you still get a chance to kind of, sit back and watch some of those movies?
I always have something playing, whether it's old movies from, the classics to my classics of the 80s. And so, yeah, there's always something going on, whether I'm watching it or listening. I have the imagery always going on at all times. I always try to make time to, I don't make time for new movies, but I'll make time to watch, Creature from the Black Lagoon for the 100th time.
Definitely. I haven't seen too many of like the old Golden Age horror movies, but one old show that I'm really into is The Twilight Zone. I was just wondering, did you ever get into that show?
Oh yeah, that's another show that's just amazing, and there's so much good stuff. There's so much good old stuff. I don't really have time to even look at for the newer stuff, because the newer stuff to me just looks like really bad imitations of the old stuff. So I'm cool with my time machine parked in the old days.
Definitely. So what else do you have planned for the rest of the year? I know you've got the album coming out September. You've got, tour dates booked up probably till the end of the year. Is there anything else big you've got planned?
Oh, there's so much going on. There's stuff that we can't even announce yet because it interferes with what we've already announced, and there's just it's busy, and I pretty much have all of next year booked. Just lots of things, we're just, it's a really good time and a really healthy headspace for me as far as, all these years doing this, and to still have a positive outlook on it and have fun is something I think is hard for people to do these days, and that's something that I don't have a problem with doing now, is having fun. Every day I go out on stage, I have fun, where in the past it maybe wasn't like that. So it's a good time to be me, and it's a good time for us to tour and release a record, and everything's lined up good for us right now. So I can't complain.
Definitely. Oh, I'm really keen to hear this album in full and see you guys on tour again. I've seen you guys a few times now, but it's always a good show. Just ask you one more question. If you were to pick your top 3 favorite songs from the new album, which songs are you most proud of?
New songs on the record. Necrophase, because it's got Alice Cooper on it, and I can't go wrong with that one. The song Zodiac is another one of my favorites. One of my favorites, we've been playing that live, and I don't get sick of it. And it's just a really cool song, and it's really cool how it was put together musically. It's like 4 different songs that we all had, different songs that we kind of cut apart and made into one song, which is strange if you heard all the other songs and how it was kind of put together. But that's another one of my favorites. That we play live as well. And probably the other song on the record I like the most would probably be the song The Hearse, the intro and everything for that. Having Jeff Clayton do the intro on that was super cool. He's just got this great raspy southern country drawl in the story, and that song itself is like it's like the Headless Horseman, but he's driving a hearse. And so it's a cool song, cool atmosphere, and those are probably my 3 favorites of the record as of now, which I'm sure will change in a month.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Wednesday, for taking your time out to do an interview. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see the tour. I think it's going to be awesome.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
No worries. Have a good day. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.